Okay, time up. Okay, I see someone has left a question. Your painting podcast, I use the meditation twice a day and built a habit. It was so easy, but then my routine changed, and I lost it. How do you stay inspired at the long term? Okay, and that is from Macarena, I think, if I got the name right. So basically, I was going along doing meditation fine, and then my routine changed, and how do you keep going? Is the question. Right. Sorry. Well, I find it's good not to be too rigid about anything, and it's possible to get addicted to meditation. I was addicted to meditation years and years ago when I started first. I used to have a little timer, and every hour it would go off, and I'd run off and do my meditation. And that's not the addiction part. The addiction part was if I missed it, or if I was somewhere I couldn't meditate, I was like, oh, I'm getting so stressed, oh my God. So meditation comes and goes. I mean, for me, at the moment, I have a general thing of meditating, every hour, 15 minutes throughout the day. I do have a little timer. But if it doesn't fit with what's going on for me, then I don't do it, or I'll just, I'll reset it and do it later, or I'll do it as it occurs to me. Generally, when I wake up, I'll sit up in bed and I'll meditate for a little bit, 15 minutes, or maybe I'll do a couple of 15 minutes. But it's not hard and fast. And I think it probably comes down to why you're doing it. Like, if you're just doing it like you're doing it for, health, and like a health thing, like, oh, I must do yoga, or I must go running, or I must go to the gym. Those kind of things are hard to maintain. Well, if you're kind of basing it on willpower, I personally don't have any willpower. Self-knowledge is a great thing. So because I know I've no willpower, I know that, like, forcing myself to do something is not going to last. I just will stop doing it eventually. I'll figure some way of just not doing it. So I don't force myself to do anything. But, I do meditate quite a bit. I do yoga. I do many things that you could look at from the outside and go, God, you must be very disciplined to do that. And I'm not at all. Not in that way. But for me, it comes down to knowing why I'm doing things. And once I know why I'm doing things, then it's not hard to do them at all. Like, what do I do? I do time-restricted eating as well. I generally, mostly, I won't eat between, I'll stop eating, or I won't start eating until 12, midday, or 1 o'clock. And I'll, finish about 9 or 10, something like that. And again, I don't find that hard to do, even though that might seem like a very disciplined thing to do, because the benefits of it are very obvious to me. And it's the same with meditation. Even though, like, when I describe it as being, continually going back and continually turning off the thoughts, that is true. And, like, say I meditated 4 or 5 times in the day. Most of them are like that. Most of them are, feeling like I'm just sitting there thinking. But the net benefit, over time, I can just see it. I can just see that I'm not so stressed, that I have a growing awareness of my inner state. You see, that's really why I'm doing it, is because I want to be more and more consciously aware of my inner state. So that makes it easy for me to do. I'm not doing it because I don't want to be stressed, really. I mean, not being stressed is a benefit of it. But, like, because I'm because I'm becoming more conscious of my inner state, it's easier for me to know when I'm getting stressed. So it all kind of revolves around that thing of awareness for me and becoming more aware of my inner state. It also means I can kind of hear without trying to. All the time my focus is turning off the thoughts and turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. But as a byproduct of that, I do get to observe my thinking quite closely and without meaning to. Because if I'm turning off the thoughts if I'm turning off my thoughts, if I'm turning off the pictures, turn off the sound, and I'm still here, who am I? It's very easy to get identified with our thoughts and think, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to do that other thing and I'm going to do that other thing. But if I very consciously am turning that off, it just naturally follows that I'm aware that I'm not my thinking. I'm not my thoughts. If I repeatedly turn them off, it just follows that I couldn't be that. So I mean, there's a lot of talk in meditation and in spiritual stuff about the observer and pure awareness and all that kind of thing. And you just kind of come into that naturally because of you're just turning off your thoughts. Because if you're turning off your thoughts, then you couldn't be your thoughts. And that just has a bit like what I was saying about the drops of water on the stone. It just erodes something in you. Like it, I laugh a lot because at my thoughts, really, because they're so ridiculous. I take myself so seriously, and then I'll kind of know, what am I taking myself so seriously for? I disappear every night. Everything that I hold so dear, it's all gone, which is hilarious. Particularly when I'm very, concerned about something. Something. No, this is serious. Like nothing serious. It all disappears every night anyway. So that all just happens as a byproduct, and it kind of allows me to access. I'm gonna say joy, like people who know me would be surprised probably to hear me saying that, because I'm not. If you met me on the street, you wouldn't say, "God, he's very joyful." Maybe you would. I don't know, but. It's like not jumping out of my shoes kind of joy, but just a kind of inner mirth, I suppose, an inner joy is probably the only word that comes to mind. But it doesn't go up and down, there's a thing, I think it's in Buddhism, where somebody was saying about, Buddha was saying something about laughing, like crazy laughing. And I think I'm probably getting this wrong, but something along the lines of you shouldn't, open your mouth when you smile. You should just smile enough to show your teeth. Now, I don't know. I don't particularly agree with that. I love belly laughing if I can. But actually, I don't do it that often, but I do smile a lot. And it's not like, I'm trying to make myself smile. I'm just genuinely amused at lots of things, like how seriously I take myself and my thoughts take themselves, and other people to a lesser degree. I don't mean I'm like laughing at other people like in a superior kind of way, but just the sort of recognizing myself and other people. But that's probably the best way to put it. So that all comes from meditation, and from this kind of journey into inner space. And like I've had profound insights from meditation. I wasn't looking for them. I was just trying to stop thinking. It's not like I sit down, okay, I'm going to have a profound insight meditation. I'm going to sit down and just, let rip with some insights. It doesn't work like that. As I say, like, 4 out of the 5 or 5 out of the 6 meditations in a day are mostly just sitting there feeling like I'm just thinking, But every now and then, something profound, like really profound, will just bubble up. And it's not like a thought. They just kind of arrive fully formed. So those kind of things that, they just make it easy for me to meditate. It's not like hard at all, because there's it is for me a little bit like sleep with my eyes open or with my awake sleep, I do feel refreshed when I come back from it. And I do. The world looks a bit different to me, and my body feels different, and there's so many benefits to me that it's like a no-brainer, no pun intended, to do it. So I would say, like, if you're having trouble with that, your routine getting knocked around, that's kind of life. Life will do that. It'll just mess around with things, and the opportunity there is to be flexible and to find another way, and to bend. Bend like the reed, as the Buddhists, no, not the Buddhists, the Zen guys say. Bending like the reed so you don't break. With life, and life will kind of encourage you to let go of things. But the thing is, if you I don't think it would matter to me what I was doing. I would still find time to do this, I think. I don't know, but I think I can't see. I'm pretty I'm in charge of my own routine, so there's nothing is going to externally influence it. But things can change, So, but I'd find it hard to think of not meditating. So I would say just bend, find different ways, to do that. It is helpful to have a routine. I mean, generally in the morning and in the evening, but then evening meditation can be tricky because you can be tired. You really want to go to sleep. You don't want to meditate. So I've found that sort of dinner time, or like in the evening, 5 or 6 o'clock, rather than very late, is better, and preferably before dinner. But then sometimes, like if you've got things going on to do with eating, meditating after eating can be quite revealing. My tendency would be to overeat. So it's great for me to meditate after eating, because then I can immediately feel my little body going, yeah, too much, And say, is another thing that came through meditation, was I realized that there were two kind of consciousnesses at work. It's like my mouth has its own consciousness and my stomach has its own consciousness. So my mouth just wants to keep eating. It just loves the taste. And my stomach, it doesn't actually need that much. So through meditation, I kind of became aware of that. Not because I was looking to do that, it just happened. I was just sitting there trying to turn off the thoughts and turn off pictures, stop thinking. And as I became aware of my body, it was like, oh, okay, so my stomach has got too much in it and my mouth still thinks it's hungry. So there's a disconnect there. There's two separate things going on. So again, that's just another one of the many benefits that have come to me from meditation, and makes it very easy to go back to it. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Thanks for asking it. I hope that helps. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow for a bit more meditation. Okay, bye.